Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's puzzle time once again with Sudoku Sleuth, and we're continuing with our series, the highest rated, easy rating, 1-star difficulty rating on Logic Masters Germany. So I'm really looking forward to it, and it's about samurais today. Now, when you see the puzzle in a second, I think I should have actually put 4 samurais rather than just one little samurai. But that's kind of the name of the particular puzzle we're looking at right now. If you can spot it in the background, this is the top rated puzzle in the 14th position. So let's take a look at the puzzle. Now, it's multi-Sudoku Little Samurai by DiMono. And you can see the software looks a little bit different today because it is, quite unusual. 5 separate puzzles put together, or at least it may look like when you look at the colors that it's 4, but there's a 5th one that's grouped in between them as well. So let's read the rule set together and then we can see how we get on. So standard Sudoku rules apply within each 4x4 grid. The colored grids use the numbers indicated next to them. So for example, we see here in the top left, the pink grid has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 5. I'm going to call this magenta, has 1, 2, 4, 6, orange is 3, 4, 5, 7, and purple on the bottom right, 2, 3, 4, 8. And essentially they have all different numbers. And the numbers in the central grid, so that's the one that's not shaded in here, it's up to us to determine, the numbers in the central grid are to be determined by the solver. So down to us to figure out what that may be. In the top left red grid, digits along an arrow must sum to the number in the attached circle. Digits may repeat in an arrow if allowed by other rules. So we can see we've got 2 arrows here. I don't think I can do this in this software, but essentially these 2 plus this third cell, they sum up to some value which has to be in this circle. These 2 sum up to a value that has to be in this circle. So that's the rule set for the top left. What was the color attached to the top left? Red. Okay. Now in the bottom left orange grid, numbers in a cage must add up to the sum in the top left corner of the cage without repeating a digit. And you can see in this orange puzzle here, we've got a 7 essentially killer cage, an 11 killer cage, and we must use the numbers down below, 2 of them in fact, to be able to get to a sum of 7 and a sum of 11. Next, in the top right pink grid, clues outside of the grid indicate the sum of the numbers along the indicated diagonal. Digits may repeat along a diagonal if allowed by other rules. Now this is going to be tricky in this software, but essentially this 6 is essentially composed of this diagonal. Oh, it was possible. I just need to be very precise about how I select. Never mind. These 3 cells must add up to 6. These 2 cells must add up to 5. And then the last rule in the bottom right purple grid, digits along a thermometer must increase strictly from the bulb end. So we've got 2 thermometers, and you can see that there's 3 cell thermometers. And if this is, I will put a number in here. If this is 3, for example, this would have to be 4. Remember, we're still restricted to whatever we have here at the bottom, and 8. So that's all the rules we have today, I believe. Yep, that's all of them. Now, if you want to play along, link will be in the description down below. It's not going to be on this software easy for you to play along on things like iPads and other devices. This is really something that you're going to have to play on your computer, I suspect. But really looking forward to it. It is an unusual puzzle. I think we haven't featured something like this on this channel before. And let me reset. And I think, I mentioned link in the description down below if you want to play. And with that said, let me start the clock and see how we get on. So I think these are like almost gifts. That can only be 3, 4 from the available digits. This can only be 4, 7. No other combination will work. So that means 3, 5 in the column, 3, 5 in here, and 5, 7 in here, and 5, 7 in there. We can also pencil mark these thermometers quite quickly. And it may even give us a digit. There you go. That's definitely a 3. We've got a 4-8 pair, meaning this wasn't going to be a 4. That's a 3. That's a 2. This is from 4 or 8. And this has to be a 2. And we've got digits in under a minute. This, you can see we've got 1, 2, 4, and 6. Normally you would have 2, 3, or 1, 4. Well, 3 is not available, so it's got to be 1, 4 is the only option that we have here. So a 6 could be, of course, 1, 2, 3, but there is no 3. It could have been 2, 2, 2, but that's not allowed. So I think this means that it has to be a 4 with 2 1s. We don't know where the 1s are, we don't know where the 4 is, but I think that's the restriction that we have here on this box. And these are 2 6s, this is a 2 6, and I don't think we can take it much further than this at this point. Right, the red box, we've got, well, the minimum this is 1, 2, that's a 3. Minimum this is a 1. So I guess, you know, we're not summing up to 4, we're summing up to 5, given we can't actually get to 3. And this could also be 1, 3, and 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, this is 1, 2. So it could be 1, 2 with a 2, it could be 1, 3 with a 1, and both of these will get us to a 5. Minimum here is 1, 2 to get to 3. Of course, the alternative could be a 5, which would require 2 and 3. So there's always a 2 in here, good to know. And there's always was there always a 1 in here? It's either 1, 2 or 1, 3. Yep, there's always a 1 in there. We've got another digit that's also 5. This is it, really. I don't think I've missed anything else, have I? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, none of these are useful, so I'll stop that. Right, maybe it's time to start thinking about the center digits. So here's what I'm thinking, that there's clearly, you know, so we've already placed a 2 in this row in the purple grid. So these are from 3, 4, and 8, 3, 4, and 8, but there is definitely a 3 in here because we haven't got a 3 in these two right cells. So we know, and I'm going to start making some notes here, that in this white grid, there is definitely a 3. What else can we tell? 1, 2, 3, there's definitely a 5 in here. So this is 1, 2, or 3. And then we end up with maybe the 3 plus at least another digit. I think that's almost the way to think about it is, what are these cells? Because these cells are in the center grid and therefore will actually help us determine a few things. But before I go down that route, have I really just exhausted all the other logic? It doesn't feel like I have. This is also 3, 4, 8, 2, 3. That was definitely a 3, therefore that was definitely a 2. There's definitely a 3 in here. And therefore this is from 4, 5, or 7. There was no 3 in there. Must be missing something. 2, 6, 2, 6. Right, maybe let me think about some of these unpencil mark cells. So I said there's always a 2 in here. So if this is 1, 3, sorry, if this is 1, 2, this is a 3, and this is a 5. If this is 2, 3, that's a 5, and that's a 1. So there's always a 5, I'm going to say, between these two, because either 3 and 5 or 5 and 1. Which also means that there is definitely a 2 in here in these two cells, and that's not a 2. 2 is now amongst the options in the center grid. Now, if there is a 2 in here, equally like we did, sort of, there's definitely a 3 in there, that removed the 3 as an option. There's a 2 in there, so this is 1, 4, or 6. There is no 2 option in here. It's just not enough, not enough. There's a 5. This is not 1. It's 1, 2, it's 1, 2, or 1, 3, and whatever one is left out is in here. There's 2, 3. There is definitely a 5 in here. I don't know what other digit has to be in there, because it's essentially whichever one is left out from the 1 and 3 in there. Right, maybe this is sort of the way to think about this, is continue to try and determine some of these options. So that's definitely 4, 7, leaving 3, 5, and 3, 5. We know that we have another option that I'm just going to pencil mark in here, 4, 5, 7. That's coming from this cell, because it's not 2 or 3. And then we have another one, a 1, 4, and 6 in here. So, of course, if they are both 4s, we won't know what this is anymore. We won't know essentially what the 4th digit is. I mean, that's certainly a possibility, but it could also be 2 different digits from these. So maybe that's the way to think about it, is what is the 2nd digit in these center positions? This is way more complicated than I thought it's going to be. I know there is an 8, for example, in here, because there is no 8 in there. Yeah, so this is from 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, 2, 3, 4. This is not 2. Well, this is still 3, 4, or 8. I haven't placed anything necessarily. Am I missing any obvious Sudoku? That's normally what happens when I get stuck like this. Let's think about this. This is the part that really needs to crack. If this is 1, 2, that's 3, and this has to be 2. So 1, 2 would be 3, this would be 2, this would be 1. 1, 3 would make this 2, would make this 1, and this would be 3. That's not helpful. And we knew that we had a 5 up here anyway, with 2, 3, or 5. And we knew that we had to have a 1 in here anyway because of these corner pencil marks. There's no 2. I am definitely missing something. Question is, what am I missing? I think knowing that I am missing something is only half the battle. It's not even half the battle by the feeling of this. It's kind of the entire battle. Three, 5, 4, 7, 4, 5, 7. Is this a 3? Could this be a 3? It could be very helpful to start placing some more digits. I don't want to bifurcate. I'm sure there's a very logical way of solving this that I'm just not seeing right now. just keep a note of, can I pencil mark anywhere else? Yes, I can. So I'm going to go on a very different tangent now. I'm going to start asking questions like, where does this digit go? So it's not in this box, it's not here, it's not there. If it's a 5, unfortunately it could be here. And if it's a 4, it could be in either of these. We really need to be able to eliminate one of them. Could this be 7, 3? I mean, can this be a 4? I guess is the question I'm asking. If this is 7, that's 4. If this is 3, that's 4. So no, that's not a 4. That's a 5, 7. Which makes it unique. Because we've eliminated 5 from here. 5 and 7 are not available there. 5 and 7 are not available in there. So we can actually start placing some of these. That's a 5, 7. That's a 5, 7, whatever that 5, 7 is. And that's the last 5, 7. Okay. We know 3 is not here. Fortunately, 3 could be there. Yeah, I can. This is the right sort of next step. So 2 has eliminated the 2 from both of these. No, I was just going to say the 2 has to be here. That's not true, because I was worried about this box, but the fact that I can still place a 2 in here and a 2 there doesn't actually break anything. So that wasn't the right thinking. What I can say, though, is whatever this digit is, it's got to be from 2, 3, 1, 4, and 6. What I need to do is restrict this somehow so that I can actually figure out, because chances are this is either the 3 or, of course, or 4, because that's the only one that's in common. 1, 4, or 6. So this is only 3 or 4. This is 3, 5. This is 5, 7, 4, 7. Okay. We said there has to be a 2 in here. That's not a 2, because it's already placed, it's cornered. And that's not 5, 7. It's not whatever this digit is. It's whatever. It's again, it's the 3, 1, 4, 6 option. It's 1, 4, 6, and the 3 is sort of the remaining 1. Now, if the 1, 4, 6 is a 4, this would be a 3. If the 1, 4, 6 is some other digit, this would be the 3, and this would be the 1, 4, 6. Whatever it is, this is not a 3. Could this be... So this is from 1, 2, 3, or 5. We've already placed the 7. So we already placed this digit. We've already placed this digit, and it's here. We need to place 2 and 3. I've just eliminated the 3 from here. That's a 2, that's a 3. These are not 3, that's a 1, 2 pair. So that's 3 plus 2, and that's a 1. Undo that. That's not a 1. Right, we're making progress now. That's got to be 1, 2. We've got a 1, 3 pair. I have to place a 3 in here. I'm going to leave it as 1, 3. So I think I'm almost tempted to say I've eliminated 6 as a possibility, but that's not entirely true. 3 is not an option here. That's the 3, that's the 1. No 1 in here, that's 2, 3. That adds up to 5, 1, 3, 2, 5, and 3. That's 1 done. And we've done the 2 3s in here, the 5, 7, and whatever this is, the 1, 4, 6. This 2 is looking down here, this 3, this 5, 7. This is not the 3, this is the 3. That's a 5, that's a 7. That's a 3. I said 7. That's a 5. This 5 is in the same box as this. That's a 7, 4, 3, 4, 7, 5, 4, 7, 3, 4, and 5. And that's the second box done. And we have 3 and 7. So we know these are 7 now. 7, 7, 7. There's now a 7 in every box, in every row, and every column. Excellent. That's a 7. Still need to figure out what that 1, 4, 6 is, but I don't think it stops us from starting to place some of the digits now. We've got 2, 3, 7. 2, 3. Still need 2, 3 in here. That's a 1, 2, 4, 6 puzzle. This can only be a 2. That's a 6. That's a 2. That's a 6. This is from 1, 4, and 6. This is 1 or 4. That's the 3. 3, 7. That's not a 3. That is the 3. And look at this digit. It's got to be the same one that's in here. That's 4, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 6. I think we've done it, basically. What was the last common digit? That's the 4, I believe. Yep. So that's 2, 8, 4, 3, 2. This is gonna sort of, I mean, it's basically solved at this point. It's just literally entering in numbers. 2, 8, 4, 8. We can finish this for sure. 4, 2, 1, 2, 6. And 4 to finish it up. Superb puzzle. Took me 17 minutes. I don't know if that is reflectant of the difficulty or reflectant of the fact that it took me a while to spot this path. I think once I sort of figured out what some of these digits could be, you know, the rest of the puzzle fell through very quickly. So I think that part took me a while, but, you know, if you take away the few minutes, call it 5, then yeah, that feels certainly like a 12-minute puzzle. And if sort of just under 20, if it takes you a while to sort of spot the right path. Regardless, I've immensely enjoyed it. It's very different from anything we've featured on the channel before. I hope you have too. DiMono, it's a phenomenal construction, phenomenal puzzle. And probably we'll go hunting to see what other, you know, fantastic puzzles you've got constructed as well for us to play and feature on this channel. Hope you've enjoyed the video and see you for the next one. Bye for now.